Hey y'all, welcome back to Adventuring with Amanda. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm here with Wynston. You can't see him, but I'm petting him right now. We just arrived to a campsite on BLM land, and it kind of reminded me that recently I've been getting some questions like, hey Amanda, if I'm on BLM land, how do I know where to park? So I am making a quick video to go over that. As I was finding my spot here today, I thought, you know what? It's something that I haven't really talked about because I guess I've assumed that people know how to find a camp spot once they arrive to BLM land. So we're just going to talk about that a little bit. So like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Let's get into it. Before committing to a location, sometimes I will park and get out and kind of look at everything, look at the level of my van, so I can get a better feel. Sometimes I will not commit right away. I'll end up getting back in my van and driving around a little bit, but I always like to get out of my van when I found a good spot to really do a thorough reconnaissance of the area. Everything you're looking at here, this is all BLM land. So as you can see, there's lots and lots of options. All you have to do is pull in and choose a spot. It just depends on which way you want to be facing, how far you want to be from others. There's kind of a highway in the distance, but it's nothing bothersome. What are you crying at? Do you smell all the smells? And a lot of times on BLM land, and this sounds kind of crazy, but it happened to me at this spot, right off the highway, the cell service is really, really bad. And I did a speed test. What? Do you smell puppies? Do you smell puppies? Do you smell puppies? Oh, is there something that you see, or do you smell them? Yeah, everything is good. Thanks for letting Mom know. I know you've been in the car for 3 hours. Good boy. What was I saying? So the internet service was really bad when I first got in, but I drove further into the land and my cell service became incredible. So drive around, see what spot looks good to you. I never park until I do kind of a reconnaissance. And also I always look at the wind direction. So on BLM land, just pull in and choose a spot. More often than not, on BLM land, you will see, even though it's maybe a gravel or a dirt road, you will see tire tracks that have been well traversed by other vehicles. And these create paths, if you will, throughout the land. So you can see right now that I'm driving on tracks that have been here for a little while. This is kind of a main way into the spot, but if you look to your right, it's pretty much a hill and you can't go that way. But to your left, there's different washes and bushes and vegetation, and there are paths through there. So especially if you're seeing rigs in the distance, you know that, hey, they got there somehow, right? So there must be a way. And oftentimes it just takes a little bit of extra exploration on your part to discover how far back the land goes, where there is cell service in terms of distance, and you will find that there are so many more options if you just take a few extra minutes to do the driving around. When I first started, I stuck with just staying on the road and going with what I could see, but I learned that it's okay to kind of go off the beaten path a little bit because you might find a fantastic spot that you wouldn't have otherwise noticed if you were just following one road. So the main thing is really finding the BLM land to start. Once you find the BLM location, you can park anywhere. I mean, that's just the truth of it. Sometimes BLM land is not, sorry, Bill, you want to go? On like Google Maps. So I use Google Maps, and sometimes it's not marked on there, but what I've noticed is that oftentimes it is marked on Google Maps. So in Quartzsite, you can open up Google Maps and it tells you like, it'll say like Plamosa Road, BLM location. Like Havasu area has the same thing. Like it'll tell you, just like how you can see national forests on maps, on Google Maps, you can see that on BLM. And sometimes the actual pin is a little bit off on the map in terms of like the road, but you can even do a satellite view on your map to see like where the dirt road is or the forest road is, or whatever the case may be. So you can see that on your map. So first, find the BLM on Google Maps or on Campendium, which is an app and a website. That's pretty much where I find all of my camp locations, is Campendium. It is so helpful. I love it. It's just my favorite. And then after that, once you know you're in the right spot, just park anywhere you want. So things to look for, kind of like I explained earlier. Do you want to be by vegetation? How close do you want to be to the road? Park your vehicle with the way the wind is blowing. Are there a lot of off-road vehicles that are going to blow dust into your vehicle? If so, how close to that dirt road do you want to be? You know, which way do you want your doors facing? How close do you want to be to other people? Now, you can kind of read the room when you show up to a BLM land location, and if people are scattered and there's like a lot of space between the rigs, that probably means that most people there want their space. But if you show up to location and everyone's kind of close, that probably means that it's okay to camp closer to others. So I hope that that gives you kind of a general guideline of where to park. It really comes down to preference, cell service, wind direction, and having neighbors nearby. So if this video was helpful to you, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.